Episode.
In a world where a bankrupt comic book company sold the film rights to its best characters for peanuts because they thought movies would be a good way to sell more comics, a young executive will do what he can with the rejects that no one wanted and do so well they get bought out by Disney before it was cool. The Marvel Cinematic Universe, except for Endgame. Welcome to the MCU, a TV series made of movies about comic books, where magic is actually science.
Your ancestors called it magic, and you call it science.
But not by magic, by technology.
Magic.
Science.
But science is basically magic.
Boy Scouts of
Boy
America.
Scouts of America?
Yes, it is a worthwhile organization. I didn't physically check the crates.
And meet your typical MCU protagonist, a loner with no pets, no biological siblings, and whose only friends are their co-workers. Aww, whose personality can range from lighthearted quipster.
I'm sorry, Earth is closed today.
To stern, duty-bound military type.
You get hurt, hurt him back. You get killed, walk it off.
And on a long enough timeline, everyone becomes a quipster.
Bitch, please, you've been to space.
Follow along on their heroes' journeys, where after a motivating Uncle Ben situation, they'll get a transformational hairstyle, cut some carbs, and find the strength to boldly say their superhero name out loud.
I'm Captain America.
I am Iron Man.
I'm Thor, son of Odin.
I'm Ant-Man.
I'm Groot.
Nick Fury.
I'm Peter, by the way.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, you're using made-up names. I'm Spider-Man then.
I still love that line.
Who? But people say a hero is only as good as their villain. And thank God that's not true, or the MCU would be hot garbage. Thrill as they spare 10 minutes to establish a bad guy who's just like the hero, but evil. Or a faceless horde. Can't feel bad if it doesn't have a face. Or actually a pretty awesome character, and they're dead. But everyone knows the real villain of the MCU is dads.
He was cold. He was calculating. He never told me he loved me. He never even told me he liked me.
You favored Thor all these years. You were wrong to turn your backs on the rest of the world.
Everything I heard about myself, he told me.
Well, of course I have issues. That's my freaking father!
I will hunt my father like a dog, and I will tear him apart slowly, piece by piece, until he knows some semblance of the profound and unceasing pain I know every single day.
Yeah.
Tremble before the girth of a meticulously planned story told across 23 separate movies, all about Thanos killing half the universe. Well, first he has to get an Infinity Gauntlet. No, not that gauntlet.
I'll do it myself.
Yeah, that one. And then gather the Infinity Stones. Well, send proxies to get them. And he gives one away, but eventually he'll get the stones. Some aren't stones.
While the other relics often appear as stones, the ether is fluid.
But then he'll kill half the universe, which also doesn't make much sense. Oh, also, the timeline doesn't work out. Maybe this wasn't so planned out after all. But the films do sort nicely into 3 distinct phases. The conventional pop songs phase, the boundary-pushing experimental phase, then the woo, we can do no wrong, I'm a golden god phase. And if rock dogs have taught me anything, phase 4 will have the MCU puking in the gutter, wondering where it all went wrong. Journey from the farthest reaches of Viking space, to alternate dimensions, to the wonders of Earth. Oops, that one's Utopia. And marvel at how everything still kinda looks and feels the same. As visionary indie filmmakers are funneled into the Marvel style of overlit digital video where everything is CGI. Every story is full of sexless romance that never takes off.
No! What the hell?
Bloodless violence.
Bloodless violence.
That never leaves more than a couple of forehead scrapes.
All that for a drop of blood.
Lifeless soundtracks with more dad rock than you can shake a pair of middle-aged screenwriters at.
Feels so good. Chuck Mangione, 1977.
Marvin Gaye, 1972 Trouble Man soundtrack. Hooked on a feeling, Blue Swede, 1973, that song belongs to me!
Or toothless comedy that's just saying pop culture things.
So this orb has a real shiny blue suitcase, Ark of the Covenant, Maltese Falcon sort of vibe.
I loved you in A Christmas Story.
Shooting Knight Rider or touring with his band in Germany.
No hard feelings, Point Break. You got a mean swing.
There it was, Avengers.
My new Lego Death Star.
What?
Try me, Beyonce.
That man is playing Galaga.
You ever see this really old movie, Aliens?
We're getting no help from Flash Gordon.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
Shall we play a game? I can footloose
Footloose, the movie?
Exactly like Footloose.
Squidward, Grimace,
Legolas.
Personal fire.
I understood that reference.
Blue Lagoon.
Gandalf, and Harry Potter.
Oops, that's Pixels. So settle in for an interconnected movieverse that had a 1 in 14,605 shot of working. But those odds didn't stop every other studio from awkwardly mashing their IPs together like a junior high dance floor, leaving Marvel as the only one standing in a dying industry.
I could do this all day.
But launching a whole new industry of Marvel movie news, theory and analysis, channels that just complain about Marvel movies, and even comedy web series that would have died a long time ago if Marvel movies weren't so popular. So one way or another, in the end, everyone's getting paid by Disney. You shills. Starring science geniuses.
It could achieve heavy ion fusion at any reactor on the planet.
Quantum phase is when an object moves through different states of matter.
An Einstein-Rosen bridge is a theoretical connection between two different points of space.
It's a wormhole.
A quantum system would revert back to separate states of matter.
Why didn't you just reprogram the synapses to work collectively?
When did you become an expert in thermonuclear astrophysics?
Last night.
Jumping out of airplanes.
That's a big thing, yeah.
People
I love
of
that
color.
one though.
Leg scissors.
People of color. I'm still in the people of color one. There's a lot of that. One main move.
Howdies. Unless you're
A whole
Ant-Man,
lot.
then you get a Hyundai and you like it. Dual wielding. Dick measuring.
I mean, have a big gun. You are not the big gun. Tony, don't be jealous.
Look like raging fire. So I like smoldering fire.
My record? 21 feet.
Not bad.
You?
65 feet. Whoa. Yeah. Huge.
65.
You get an Iron Man suit, and you get an Iron Man suit, and you get an Iron Man suit. Weird non-Stan Lee cameos.
Hey, the Oracle of Oracle.
Good idea for an electric jet.
That one was different.
Multi-hit combos.
Sam Neill too was weird. Oh my god.
Are you sure you know how to fly this thing?
You know how to fly this thing?
We'll see.
I thought you said he knew how to fly this thing.
I said how hard could it be?
Here, take the wheel.
No, I don't know how to fly one of these.
You're a scientist. Use one of your PhDs.
And never forget that for all of Guardians 1, they're sitting in Star-Lord's jizz.
Out of black light. Place look like a Jackson Pollock painting.
Ugh, gross, dude. The never-ending story.
Oh, I love that line.
Oh man, we forgot to say anything about the ABC shows, Netflix series, one-shots, and spin-offs. So did Kevin Feige.
Hey, you're the 300th, not the 400th. Okay. I feel like this is gonna be really bad.
After Superman Lives died, Batman v Superman Asylum got locked away, and J.J. Abrams' Superman Flyby crashed down to Earth.
JJ script. That was bomb.
Warner Brothers just kind of snapped and said,
All right, you know what? It. You want to launch a universe? How's this? Superman doesn't want to save people. Batman's a murderer. Wonder Woman's an incel. And Harley Quinn takes 3 movies to break up with Joker, who looks like my coke dealer. You all happy now, you You're all fired. I hate my job. I'm gonna go make SpongeBob spin-offs for Paramount Plus. Oh.
the DC Extended Universe.
Oh my God.
Welcome to the
Right from the
DCEU
jump.
continuity. That, compared to Marvel's boring but reliable B-student, is a chaotic goth nerd who never lived up to his potential. Cause Warner's does crap like change the title after a movie comes out, cancel films they've already announced, publicly fight their own stars, swap directors mid-production, and release oopsies cuts of their films to win back fans. In the sort of behind-the-scenes drama you get when the closest thing you have to a Feige is Donald Trump's Treasury Secretary. Sheesh, no wonder these guys hated Cyborg. Meet your typical DCEU protagonist, either a naive fish out of water, an angst-fueled warrior made of sadness, or a quippy jokester stuck with Joss Whedon's B material.
My special skills include viola, web design, fluent in sign language.
They're way too powerful to worry about.
It kind of tickles.
But when they're somehow threatened by an irritating little wimp,
Little wimp.
I love it.
Ow! Wow! Honka honka!
an army of faceless goons, or an angry lump of CGI, they'll harness the power of creatine to squeeze into a series of costumes so fetishized they should have their own OnlyFans.
Silicon-based quartz sand fabric, abrasion resistant, heat resistant.
My brother, I applaud your choices today. It shouldn't work, but hot damn it does.
Make it through that part of the movie where they lose their powers.
Yep.
I got the wind knocked out of me. Need a few seconds, that's all.
Murder someone.
You can't leave him like that!
To dust. Snap it.
And tease some kind of sequel, character, or spin-off that will never get followed up on.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we have a league of our own?
Oh, snap. Do you know who that is? That's the next director's problem. In a world dominated by Disney's Mickey Mouse Club, watch DC's effort to set themselves apart. Where Marvel wonders, what if the gods were just like us? DC answers, they're real, and they want nothing to do with you.
I used to want to save the world.
I don't want to be king.
Yeah, here's the thing. I can't be here.
Superman was never real. The world.
Instead of adapting the best storylines of their best comics, they'll let the guys behind Blade Trinity and Rise of Skywalker take their best shot. And instead of quipping all the time,
That is America's ass.
everyone talks like a 14-year-old trying to sound badass while they skim a wiki page.
This is Katana. She's got my back. She can cut all you in half with one sword stroke, just like mowing the lawn. I would advise not getting killed by her. Her sword traps the souls of its victims.
You know, if it's a choice between this and the quips, then I choose the Air Bud franchise. Experience a universe that rests on one amateur bodybuilder's shoulders. Zack Snyder, the inventor of the feature-length movie trailer. Because if trailers have all the coolest shots, then a 4-hour-long trailer would be nothing but awesome. I mean, right, bro? Watch as he reinvents DC's biggest icons by taking all the color out, literally and metaphorically. And whether or not you're on board with his super nihilism, cringe while the studio rips control of his films away, undermines the world he created, and ensures that every fan he made will reflexively hate anything they ever do. You know, I'd expect better from the people in charge of Harry Potter and Game of Thrones. Wait, no I wouldn't. Of course they screwed this up. So before the Flash movie resets the timeline, or gets canceled again, or the star gets canceled again, enjoy superhero movies for the thoughtful enraged troll inside all of us, where the only thing more dysfunctional than what's happening behind the camera is every DC hero's relationship with their parents.
I have to go back.
When I was a kid, my dad traded me for a 6-pack of beer.
Didn't think you were ready for them to see the monster. You are not a monster. It's weird that you thought I meant me.
Mom, it's me.
That part sucked, though.
I had no father. My mother sculpted me from clay, and I was brought to life by Zeus.
Well, that's neat.
Starring MacGuffins.
Oh,
Codex is Krypton's future!
The lost trident of Atlan.
The God Killer?
He's after the change engine, his mother box.
We gotta cut her heart out!
A stone started all of this.
The rock was lost.
It's a rock.
amazing actors given nothing to do.
Do you really think that...
I was bad at that one.
Oh, wow, they really just vanished. That's rude.
Dumb voiceover.
Some days my childhood feels so very far away. And others, I can almost see it.
Jules Verne once wrote, put two ships in the open sea without wind or tide. They will come together.
There were perfect things. Diamond absolutes.
The truest darkness is not the absence of light. It is the conviction that the light will never return.
Bad wigs.
Oh my God.
The one human being keeping these heroes from becoming complete psychopaths. The director of Wonder Woman, feud with Warner Brothers. The director of Birds of Prey, feud with Warner Brothers. The director of Suicide Squad, feud with Warner Brothers. The director of Aquaman, it's pretty chill with Warner Brothers, actually.
Actually, he's okay.
And the director of 3 DCEU films, feud with Warner Brothers. I'm sensing a pattern here. You know, they should let Warner Brothers direct the movies. That way everything can be Space Jam 2.
Oh my God.
Crisis for Infinite Dorks.
ID.
So many of these movies have a scene where the hero is learning to fly but can't quite get off the ground. What a perfect metaphor.
These were good. These were good. Like, it both hit on what I wanted them to hit on. For Marvel was the villains that overall suck. They only have a few that are good, but then they kill them off. For DC, it's just the pandemonium and craziness behind the scenes. And the feeling that there really isn't a plan with any of these movies or where they want to go. That's the part that's really annoying about Warner Brothers. I wish there was more of a streamlined approach to what they're trying to do. Even if they did go ahead and copy Marvel, I would have been okay with that. I don't care. I just want to see all the heroes come together and also have their great solo films too, just like Marvel's done. So if they did copy it, who cares? I don't care. It's always going to be that Marvel versus DC situation, all that talk. So whatever, but these were funny. Now, I think the DC one probably was funnier because Marvel, you know, I like how it spoke to how all the movies feel the same. Like they all kind of have the same color palette. They all have the same kind of through line. It was really a lot about daddy issues in most of the phases. You know, everybody becomes a quipster eventually, so everybody's like the same character at the end of the day. That was Marvel. I was good with that. DC was good. I think DC was better than this one as far as how they were making fun of it, obviously. But it's unfortunate because I love DC so much compared to Marvel. As far as comics are concerned and the characters, I want to see them done, you know, respectfully and to great extent in the movie. So it's really been annoying. But we got Shazam coming out. We got some pictures of that. That was cool. You know, we got the Batman is coming out next year, maybe 2023. So it's like things are still kind of up in the air. Wonder Woman 3, who knows if Patty Jenkins will still direct that. All the issues that Warner Brothers has with their directors, they don't give people a lot of freedom. But then there's a lot of decisions that they make because Patty Jenkins had freedom in the second one, and that one was mostly a train wreck. I enjoyed it, but it was mostly a train wreck. So it's just confusing. I wish they had more of a streamlined plan of what they're doing. That's really the biggest thing for me. So let me know your thoughts below in the comments. Which one did you prefer, Marvel or DC, as far as honest trailers? Let's talk about it. I'm interested in you guys' thoughts. Shout out to Brian Tidwell, Steve O, Slepnear, and K6013. They're part of the Hyper Crew. They get a verbal shout out by me in every video for being a member. If you're interested in memberships, look at that join button down below. You get more info down there. While you're still here, hit that like button. Overall, it helps the channel, and I thank you very much for watching each and every day. So you guys are awesome. Check out some of our most popular videos on the channel. You can also see our most recent reaction right up there as well. If you've seen all of that, I'll see you guys in the comments and we can talk about this one.